So welcome back again to my channel. Let's continue further. In the previous lecture we did was all the theoretical concepts related to entropies, what was happening and how it was happening. Now we'll formulate it in mathematical form, because since we are talking about the changes, that means we can somehow calculate these changes. Because if we cannot calculate it, we can just specify that it is happening like this, it is increasing, but we are specifically talking about the change in entropies, delta S. So let's continue. Okay, entropy ka first concept, the very first time when entropy was talked about was by Clausius. Now what he was doing is, he was studying the Carnot reversible engine only, and in that we studied, this was my PV diagram, P, V, and it was something like this, right? This was my pressure constant parameters. So this was my Carnot reversible heat engine cycle. I'll write here, this was my Carnot cycle. Now when Clausius was studying this cycle, what he did was, when he was talking about the entropies, he said, in this I hope you remember that first is the isothermal process, then it is the adiabatic, then again it is isothermal, and again the adiabatic, right? And it used to go like this. So what he did was, he said efficiency according to Carnot of this reversible heat engine was given by 1 minus T2 by T1, and it was also given in terms of the heat energy exchanges, which was 1 minus Q2 by Q1. He said both of these formulas gave the same efficiency. Now if I just drop this part and I equate these two equations, one will get cancelled, negative sign will get cancelled. What I'll get is T2 by T1 is equals to Q2 by Q1. Again I'll shuffle them. I'll get Q1 by T1 is equals to Q2 by T2. That means the amount of heat energy absorbed or rejected was different. The temperatures were different, but in a reversible cycle, the corresponding ratio of the heat energy exchanged at that particular temperature remains constant. That means, इसको और अगर मैं generalize करूँ तो for a reversible, I'll write here, for a reversible heat engine, the ratio Q by T is always constant. This is not a quantity right now, it is just the random ratio which is coming out to be constant in a reversible cycle. Clausius ने क्या किया, इसी constant ratio को नाम दे दिया change in entropy. Right? So he said Q1 by T1 is the Q1 by T1 is my S1. This is again the change in entropy of that system at that time, and Q2 by T2 is my S2. Delta S2, I'll write like this only. So that means when Q1 amount of heat is being absorbed, the change in entropy is delta S1, while it is rejected to the sink, it is delta S2. So for the complete cycle, delta S, change in entropy of that complete cycle will be delta S2 minus delta S1, which is Q2 by T2 minus Q1 by T1. First concept out of this mathematical form is the change in entropy of a system at a particular time and at a particular temperature remains the constant. The second thing which comes out as a result is, when I come at this point, I know Q2 by T2 is equals to Q1 by T1. So that cancels out and I say delta S comes out to be 0. That means delta Q by delta T is 0. This is just for understanding. So I just delete it only. Right? So we say, अब इससे, इस expression से, again I am getting two results. First, mathematical form of entropy we have achieved. Second, delta S is 0. And we were talking about the reversible Carnot cycle. Right? So the major result for Carnot reversible cycle, I'll write here, for all the Carnot reversible cycles, the change in entropy for the complete cycle will always equals to 0. That means the ratio of Q by T is a constant. So we'll say, whenever we are talking about the Carnot reversible cycle, my entropy change will be 0 and my ratio of Q by T is always constant. We have done this for Carnot reversible cycle. Let's generalize it to all the reversible processes now. So suppose I am writing here, for all reversible cycles. ग्राफ ड्रॉ करेंगे P V. इसके अंदर suppose I am taking any reversible cycle of the random shape. This is my reversible cycle and it is occurring in the clockwise manner. अब इसको स्टडी करने के लिए what I can do is, पहले हम क्या करते थे, whenever we need to study something along a length, what we used to do is, we used to study for a small dl element and we used to integrate it for the entire length. We'll follow the same pattern. What I'll do is, I'll just divide it, the cycle, into small sections. Now, if you look at it carefully, what I have done is, I have made this cyclic process into a summation. This reversible cyclic process, I have made it equivalent to summation of Carnot cycles. एक साइकिल के अंदर I have made sections in a way that every section denotes one Carnot cycle, and I'll take one element of this elemental Carnot cycle, which gave me the result Q by T is constant. Now for every section this will remain constant. So even if I add this, find the summation of this Q by T will also come out to be constant. So the next result which I get for any reversible cycle is again the same, which is Q by T is constant. So here I'll write any reversible heat engine. Is it clear? Now the same pattern will follow, and with the same thing we say delta S, the change in entropy for this elemental Carnot cycle had turned out to be 0. Similarly, Sn plus up to summation delta S1 plus delta S2 plus this way, that is the summation of all the elemental Carnot cycles will turn out to be 0. So for the entire reversible cycle, I'll say delta Si summation is also equal to 0. That means for the entire reversible cycle, delta S is equals to 0. The same result, Q by T is constant, delta S is equals to 0. So we'll generalize it. In this statement, we'll make a little change. Earlier we said for all the Carnot reversible cycles, the change in entropy will always 0 and Q by T is constant. Now we'll say is for all the reversible cycles, the change in entropies will always be 0 and Q by T is constant. I hope it is clear to you. Okay. Next thing is, we have done the Carnot cycle result. We are done with the reversible heat engines. The left is irreversible heat engines. So in this case, what is happening is, I'll follow the same pattern. I'll just divide the complete process into some small Carnot cycles. When we studied the Carnot cycle, we said that the Carnot reversible cycle has the maximum attainable efficiency. So we'll say efficiency of reversible engine was 1 minus T2 by T1, which is operating between T1 and T2. We'll again write the irreversible process efficiency, but here we'll write in terms of heat energy because we need to somehow reach to the ratio of Q by T. So I'll write this in terms of heat energy, Q2 by Q1, which is again operating between T1 and T2. According to Carnot theorem, we said efficiency of reversible is always equals to efficiency of irreversible. With this result, I'll proceed further and I'll put the expressions, that is 1 minus T2 by T1 is always equals to 1 minus Q2 by Q1. 1 will again cancel the equation of inequalities. So I'll get as T2 by T1 is always greater than Q2 by Q1, implies Q1 को इधर लाएंगे, T2 को इधर, Q1 by T1 is always equals to Q2 by T2. Q1 by T1 is my change in entropy in the first process, while Q2 by T2 is my change in entropy of the second process of rejecting heat. So the delta S of the complete process, which is delta S1 minus delta S2, is now not equal to 0, but it is delta S is greater than 0. Also, this is not constant. Why? Because Q1 by T1 is not equal to Q2 by T2 right now. So again, this second for the irreversible cycles, for all the irreversible cycles, the change in entropy will always be greater than 0. Hence, Q by T is not constant. This is my next result, that for the irreversible cycle, we'll follow this pattern, and with this we get that delta S is now not equal to 0, but it is greater than 0 and it is a positive quantity. For irreversible cycle, we are proceeding towards the disorderness and my Q by T ratio is no more constant. I hope it is clear to you.